What's going on, guys? Auzio here, and welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have a cheap Premier League starter team for all the casual players. I know there's going to be a lot of players that are most likely not going to grind out the game to get that 150k, to get that 200k for the start of Foot Champ. So this team right here will cost around 50 to 80k. So keep that in mind. Now, I am very, very sorry for not uploading 4 days in a row. I'm like, there's no content. EA literally didn't release no content, so I don't know what you guys want me to do. I can't just make magical content. I can think of ideas, and trust me, I've got a lot, and I mean a lot of ideas for FIFA 21, but I really couldn't pull anything out. It was just so dead. They didn't release anything on FIFA 20, and they didn't even give us FIFA 21 news. Like, they released a trailer for celebrations. Like, what is that? What is that? But either way, let's get straight into the team. In goal, we are going to have my guy Pope. Now, he is 6'2" in real life. It's stated on Google, and it is stated on, I believe it's Wikipedia as well. But for some reason, EA have him as 6'7". Now, when I see a 6'7" with those kind of stats, I say to myself, get into my team. You are always going to be overpowered as a keeper in FIFA. Simply because you can just catch the ball from literally the corners. And it's just extremely overpowered year in, year out. But if you do not want to use Pope, by the way, I'm not going to just be doing the starting 11. I'll also give you guys alternates. So let's say you buy Pope. He's not working for you guys. You can go ahead and try this guy right here. This guy looks extremely good. By the way, I don't know what Footbin is playing at, but if Fabianski had 80 pace and 82 shooting, trust me, he'll be my striker. But that's clearly glitched, and we're just going to leave it at there. But Fabianski does look like a really good keeper in game, so you can try Fabianski if Pope is not working for you. But in a centre-back position, we have got Nathan Ake. Now, Nathan Ake, I feel like, will be your second most expensive player in this whole team. And I feel like he will go for around 15 to 20k. So if he does go for that amount, I don't want you guys spending some stupid amount on a centre-back at the start of the year. So if he does go for that amount, we are going to have some alternates after Sanchez. But Sanchez is going to be an amazing centre-back without a doubt. I don't believe he's going to go for an extreme amount. I believe 6k, probably max. But the other centre-backs that you can go for is Rudiger. Rudiger is an amazing centre-back. He looks really good with his defending stats. You can also go for Lindelof, and trust me, as a Manchester United fan, I'm honestly saying Lindelof is a quite of a surprise when saying you can actually use him in your starting squad. I would never thought. But either way, Bailly, I believe, is the way to go. Okay, that is not how you spell it. Bailly is, there you go. Okay, that is not how you spell it again. Alright, either way, Bailly, I believe, is the option. Ake is going to be a player that's most likely going to be very expensive. If he is not expensive, trust me, go for Ake. He was an amazing player in the beta. Everyone said it on Twitter. But Bailly is the alternate, but he hasn't just got the, he hasn't got the same stats. Ake is just by far the better player. Now, in the right back position, we have got Yedlin. Yedlin, the pace beast. The person that I feel like is used a lot in starting squads for FIFA. Because in fullback positions, most likely, at the start, you just need pace. You really do. Like defending stats, physical stats, at the start for fullbacks, they don't really matter. They really don't. So for me, Yedlin could be the way to go. But if you do not like the way Yedlin, gets bodied, or he doesn't put in a good enough tackle, you can actually go for James, the Chelsea right back. This guy looks really good with great defending stats, great physical stats. But the only problem is you're losing out on 12 pace. 12 pace is a real huge difference, so it all comes down to what you really want in your team. Now in the left back position, we are going to have Tierney. Now Tierney looks good, like really good, but the problem with him is that I don't see him putting in a really good tackle. So if you're coming up against someone like Mbappe, Ronaldo, Neymar, all of those amazing players, I feel like Tierney is going to get spun inside out. So you do have an option of, let me just spell it real quick, Van Aanholt. 86 pace, 71 defending, and 71 physical. You clearly can see physical stats are a big letdown. But I've always seen Van Aanholt as a player that is extremely overpowered in-game, but it doesn't say it on the card. Like, the stats do not prove him in-game at all. But in the centre mid position, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, by the way. No chance. Like, if I had to pronounce that, trust me, I'll be stuttering like there is no tomorrow. But this guy right here, 6'1", 78 pace, 78 defending, 80 physical. He doesn't even look too bad when it comes down to dribbling. I feel like he's going to be one of those players that you're most likely going to hold the ball and hold LT while you wait for someone to be open, and then you just pass the ball away. But he looks really, really good. And this is also another player that I am never, ever going to pronounce. 68 pace, 80 defending, 83 physical. And you might be questioning yourself, questioning me, saying, why have you chose this player? Why do you think he is going to be a good card? Boys, he is 6'4". As far as I remember, he is 6'4". This guy is going to have that tackle reach. He is going to have that interception reach. And have you noticed, I've gone for 2 extremely big players in the midfield. I feel like that's going to still be the meta. I really do. Now, if it's not, we might see a whole different partnerships this year. But if it's, if it's the same meta with midfielders being extremely overpowered if they are tall, these two are going to be dirty. I mean, dirty good. But if you do not want to use that, you can also use Mctominay. Mctominay does look like a really good card. Like, this card, 68 pace, 76 defending, 84 physical. He looks like a card. He is also tall, by the way. But he looks like a card that is going to be bodying and absolutely demolishing that midfield. But next up, we do have the left mid. Now, the left mid is, I believe, I can't really remember his name. Is it this? It is this. Yes, it is. Daniel Podence. Now, Daniel Podence is a player that I really haven't seen much of when it comes down to Wolves. But my God, in FIFA, 92 pace, 85 dribbling for a 78 rated card looks extremely impressive. Now, I did say when it comes down to fullbacks, all you need is really pace. Like, defending and physicals at the start of the year, they don't really matter. And I feel like that's the same thing when it comes down to shooting for a winger. I feel like the most important thing for a winger at the start of the year is if they can dribble and if they have the pace. If they got those 2 stats, trust me, you'll literally have so much more opportunities for your strikers to score a goal. All you need is pace and dribbling. And the other alternate, let me go to the reserves real quick, is going to be Bernard. Now, Bernard is a player that is going to have those skill moves. But he is also going to be a player that's amazing on the ball. Now, as you clearly can tell, he's not as fast as Podence, right? Podence is extremely fast. He's most likely going to outpace the majority of the right backs. But Bernard is a player that is going to be very tricky on the ball. You can do those skill moves with. Now, we're not sure if 5-star skill moves is going to be extremely overpowered this year. So you have to keep that into account. Now, in the right mid position, we have got Minamino. Now, as I said, pace, dribbling, main aspects. But this time, he actually has a decent shot to him. And I also don't believe he is going to go for a big amount. I really don't. I feel like Minamino is going to be one of those players that's going to probably go for 3k, 3.5k, because he comes from the Premier League. But look at him. 87 pace, 82 dribbling. This guy is going to create chances. Now, the alternate that I do have for you guys is going to be a very expensive alternate because there's not many great players. But Adama Traore, the 96 pace, boys. Yes, he can't really shoot and his weak foot is absolutely terrible. But honestly, right mid position for the Premier League, and it's going to be the exact same thing for the strikers, are not amazing this year. Let me just tell you that. But going into the striker positions, I do have Antonio for you guys. Antonio is a player that has a lot of pace. He also has a bulky body. Now, I'm not sure how a bulky body is going to be at the start of the year, so we have to keep that into account. But I feel like he's going to be a player that is going to open space and open chances for Richarlison, your main striker, your striker that should be finishing the chances if it does come to him, because Richarlison, for me, is probably going to be your most expensive player in this whole team, without a doubt. Now, as you clearly can see, Premier League strikers, cheap Premier League strikers, aren't really a go-to this year. So I am also giving you guys the option of Jota. Jota is a left winger. You can move him into a left forward. But look at this card. 83 pace, 84 dribbling, 77 shooting, 77 physical as well. He can definitely play in a striker position if you really want to. Now, the other player is going to be Lewin. Now, I don't feel like you guys should go for Lewin because he's a very tall striker and he tends to not feel great on the ball. Even though, like, you don't know the meta, I know for a fact players that is going to feel good on the ball is always going to be better than players that's not going to feel good on the ball. It's just logical, right? So Richarlison, I feel like over Lewin all day. Now, what do I predict the price for Richarlison? I'm going to be honest with you guys, probably like 20k, 23k, something around there. I do not see him going for more than that. Now, if he does go for more than that, please get Jota. Jota is definitely a way to go. Like, look at Jota's and Richarlison's stats. When you look at stats, you don't really see that big of a difference. But the skill moves, the weak foots, I'm not sure what they are this year. But this is going to be the cheap Premier League starter team. Boys, it's looking like a pretty decent team. And if you go into this, into Foot Champs, I could honestly see, if you have a lot of experience with FIFA, I could see a little cheeky gold 2, maybe even a cheeky gold 1 with this team. Trust me, this team doesn't look amazing, let's say on paper, but in game, it could be a whole different story. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and for now, peace.